there is a new Space Invaders, a homebrew by Luca Carminati. Do I say that correctly? Let's see if it works on MEGA65, guys.
Are you leveling up with the Jeffrey Ghost? The Jeffrey is leveling up with you.
Let's boot up the machine. Doom, 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 doom. Let's go to NTSC mode for a change, because Luca Carminati, one from the LC games or low carb games itch.io, said so that it is supporting NTSC. So, and we like our boxes square, right? Now, if you haven't seen the video, I'll leave it over there and down there. Also some Luca low carb games that we covered on the channel already. He makes cool arcade conversions and also has this little thing. I did already put it in NTSC 60. I did. F3. I was blabbing and didn't know what I was doing, and I actually did the thing on autopilot. Hey, go 64, yes. This is the disc. I already booted up once in PAL mode. This is not the disc. No, Jeffrey forgot to mount it. God damn it. Great video, Jeffrey. I know. Uncut, guys. Or try at least to make it uncut. If my daughter needs me, I'll go downstairs. She's sick on the couch. Oh. She, last night she started to complain about tummy aches. Well, that can sometimes happen. We're not concerned about that at all. Sometimes it's also just making drama because she doesn't want to eat her food or something, you know. But now we sent her to bed. She came out of bed a couple of times, pale. And this morning she was complaining about a headache, and she's now on the couch. And so, the little princess is sick. No, Jeffrey! Don't do it the Kid Jeffrey way anymore. No, we have this trick, of course. Mega key, run stop. Bam. So, NTSC night box, like that, right? Well, we discussed this, that the PAL is a bit, big top and bottom, never mind that. I think it should have done already something. Okay. I'll wait, let's count to 3. 1, 2, 3. I think it doesn't work in the NTSC. For funsies, let's try to switch to PAL now, see what happens. For video, it says now in the top right, PAL 50, yes. And through the zoom, hey, I secretly already knew this. Don't act like you didn't know, Jeffrey. No, I played it already one time in NTSC. I tried to boot it up and did the same thing, and then in PAL it would work. But I didn't test is, can we now switch back to NTSC? That's a good test. That will be fun. So I'm going to zoom on a real Commodore 64. You don't run into this issue. It's kind of funny to... Yeah, I wonder what is going on there. So this worked. Can you play the game? It access the disk. Try to look for scores that are not on there yet. If you didn't complete the full game yet. Oh, this screen is bugged. Oh, interesting. Cool. Can we still play the game though? Okay, the glitch is also obscuring the play thingy. But the rest is there. I'm also going to say, if you boot up the game for the first time, there is more color to it. Jeffrey has been fooling around with the settings and saving the settings to disk, as was evident by the disk image I showed earlier. So that is all possible. I don't like playing it in black and white though, and I think there are better sounds. You can choose your sound palette. It's not a bad sound by all means, this one, but it doesn't. It feels more, I don't know, arcadey and not Commodore 64-y, if that makes sense. Maybe I'm blabbing out of my hands, but that's my feeling. So, not the best way to play this game, in my opinion. It is Square NTSC right now. It does seem to work. This part all seems to work. So it's just the menu is glitched and the way that you need to get into the game is a bit funky. So let's do it the PAL way now. Do it proper. Yes. Let's see if that all works. There goes 64. Yes. Need to remount the disk. It's a D64 that we're now mounting, guys. We can do that recently since a new kernel ROM that Jeffrey is already running for a long time, and maybe there are updates. I don't know. Didn't need an update still. But Jeffrey is close to getting both his core updated and see if the ROM has a new update available and get his machine back into the latest of the latest. Then I also need to redo my colors. What's wrong with the colors, Jeffrey? Make a key run stop. The colors are Pepto based, and Ryan, a friend of the channel, said in the Discord like, that the guy that did the Pepto colors initially in 2007 made a little mistake analyzing these colors and writing down the codes. He did a new version, Colors, Commodore, something in that vein. I don't know anymore. I should look up that PAL and implement that on the new core with the new ROM, and yes. Because these colors, in my opinion, are a bit too purplish. Looking back at the editing, and I was like comparing things, and I was like, there's too much red added to the blue, for example. So, yeah, getting around to revisit the colors. This looks much better, right? This screen. Alright, it's still black and white, but we can adjust that. Little glitch in the bottom left, though, which was not. You did not see that in the NTSC version. Interesting. Okay, there's the demo screen playing now. The Space Invaders, there are like little lines in there. It isn't that annoying, but it is of course not there if you play this on a real 64 or on WinFice or the Commodore 64 core for MEGA65. Then these lines will not be there. There's even a little flickery line between the R and the S, showing sort of an unstable raster there. Hey, options. Let's go to color set 2 and SFX 2. I don't know what the game started up with by default. I could potentially delete my save, the save settings on the disk that are there. You could delete that and then you are back to defaults. I also put it in novice, while medium is the default. I just want to do a quick run on novice, and then maybe come back and switch these things up again. You can also go with auto fire. No, not for Jeffrey. Play. Okay, now green is added as a color. Actually, it feels better. Do I like this sound? No. The weird ring to the to the shooting. I don't like it. Maybe SFX 3 was the default. Sort of vaguely remember. So I really want to see what that sounds like. Can we restore? Ooh! What I would have hoped that to happen here is like go back to the title screen. Some games do that. Some games don't do anything when you press restore. This is also quite common. Restore breaks the game. Yeah. Little feedback, Luca. Restore, man. Handle your restore key. Okay. Oh, this is a kind of a shit show. Let's play Space Invaders. A simple game. But I think Luca did a good job converting it from the arcade. There are, of course, millions of these things playable on your C64 as well. Jeffrey never had one. No Space Invaders. No, I had Gorf. Gorf, the first level, is, of course, technically Space Invaders as well. I love that. There's another story to it as well. I had, like back in the day, you could like take these abonnements, monthly subscription to a magazine. And in my world, I thought I could only choose between what is it again? Donald Duck. That was one magazine I could subscribe to, or Shurs and Shimmy. I have no clue if overseas people know these. Shurs and Shimmy, I should look it up again. Two kids. They played Space Invaders in one of their episodes, in one of their stories. And so it was drawn on a screen, and the guy was like playing with a stick and going nuts because he wanted to crack his own score or whatever. And I got mesmerized by it. I was thinking it was the best game ever or so for some reason. I don't know. So I was always obsessed when I saw, I'm going to switch to NTSC. We don't have to do that anymore, Jeffrey. I was obsessed seeing people play Space Invaders on whatever machine they were having. I'm too much caught up in my stories, and I don't do a good job of telling. Peanut butter in my ear. No. I don't do a good job of telling these stories, I know. But Jeffrey saw, for example, a friend of his later play Space Invaders on a PC at 2086 or whatever, 286, yes. playing Space Invaders with beepy beepy sounds from his speaker, and I found that so cool. And Jeffrey had a Commodore 64 and a Nintendo Entertainment System, doing way better job at playing games, but hey, whatever. So this was always special, Space Invaders, especially since I only had Gorf. I didn't really have a Space Invaders, and I was mesmerized by it. That's the point of the story. Okay. Shall we check another options? Yes, medium. Let's try medium. Let's see if Jeffrey. So medium is the default. I can technically then score, play and post on the level of score.com if you have a leaderboard set up for that one. Because normally it's like play default. That is your default leaderboard in level of score.com. So unless we add more variations. But hey, we can actually hear a sample of the sound effects if you go through it. Woo! Yeah, see, I don't like these. This is fine. Let's try this one, and then I like 6 already. But hey, save this for now. I'm going to assume this is more in line with the defaults, although the color set probably started up as 2. That's also the screenshots on the itch.io. You can pick it up from itch.io for free, guys. Really well done. Oh yes, the full color palette is here. Yeah, I prefer it like this now already. I like how the enemies die. Bloop bloop. That feels very C64-y for some reason. I think more games in 1983, 1984 used sounds like these. And then they have fancy music most of the time. So, really defined the C64 for me as kid Jeffrey, 4-year-old Jeffrey. Technically I was playing there in 1985, but I got all these games on floppies, on collections. That my uncle copied from a nephew, from a friend. Oh, these sounds are harsh sometimes. I don't know. I actually commented on someone's video a little while back who played this game. I already said, like, I do like these sounds because it feels Commodore 64-y. Sit. It is that nice finish, that Commodore finish on an arcade game. I just like it. But now hearing it on my own machine, unless there's something really off with the MEGA65, how it's percent on the MEGA65, that is a possibility. But I don't really enjoy it right now. So shall we kill ourselves because restore is not working? Kaboom. Nope. It should have at least done a noise. Unless it is indeed MEGA65 messing it up. So these can be little... Yeah, it's hard that I didn't test it before, but these could be little things that are off at the game that I just don't know. I can't tell. I don't have Kid Jeffrey experience with this game. This is a new game. There's a version, an updated version that was released 13 days ago at the time of recording this. I don't know what he fixed. I should study my material better before I go into recording, but hey, Jeffrey only has so much time and just picking up these things as they come. They're coming my ways. Okay, final play. Let's try that. Boop, boop, boop. That's so Commodore. Yeah. Okay. Just no more coffee. No. That's a coffee spill. Yes. I was, I guess, a bit surprised. My coffee was very cold. Lukewarm? No, it was cold. No, it can't be, Jeffrey. It can't go cold in your room. It was room temperature. And it is all over Jeffrey now. That yummy instant coffee that Jeffrey drinks. It's been a thing on the Discord lately. Or at least Richard Tippetipedem, also a friend of the channel, asked for pictures. So I posted pictures on the Discord. Join the Discord, guys. It's fun. Come and join us. Otherwise, Reiner feels lonely. What am I saying? I don't know. Yeah. No, lots more stuff happening, of course, as well in the Discord. We have Tupas Bros thing going there as well. I mentioned the Discord. I don't mean the level of score.com Discord, although you can join that as well, of course, if you're in high score setting mode and want to join a couple of the leaderboards and stuff. Request some games to put on there. Then be my guest and join that Discord as well, of course. I'm not very active there. I usually only reply to development requests, or if there are issues with the site, because Jeffrey maintains that site and works on the code for the most part. Like 80% of the code base is mine. So proud of that site. It's a high-scoring website, similar to something like Twin Galaxies, but we have a way nicer community. Get the bonus, Jeffrey! We'll try, guys. Oh yeah! Oh yeah! Like that sound as well. The dying sound didn't change that much, right? Is it the same dying sound? I don't know. Maybe pitch a bit higher. But this laser is nice. I love it. So is Jeffrey going to finish stage 1? I think so. I can do this, guys. Do you believe in me? Pick up the bonus. I need to shoot between these enemies now. No, Jeffrey shot too early. Stupid asshole. These timings, the more you play, the better you get at it. But now, of course, this is sort of a first go. I mean, technically I didn't play the game yet. I've only had these attempts, switching colors, pressing restore keys, switching between NTSC and PAL, see what that looks like. So, this is my first proper attempt at the game. But this stage doesn't seem that hard yet. Of course, the next stage, what we're going to see is these guys are going to move faster. They're going to shoot more, getting rid of my bunkers or whatever they are. They're protecting me. That's a thing, by the way. Speaking of the bunkers, I have played versions of it where the bunkers didn't refresh over stages. So the longer you play, it doesn't matter many times you clear the screen, these bunkers stay in the state that they are. At some point you're playing like stage 3 or stage 4 with no bunkers anymore because they're completely wiped out. Isn't that an arcade thing? It could be like a dip switch on the arcade as well, right? Anyhow, Jeffrey's strategy is always like pop a little of these early fuckers. Hey, new extra life. Pop a couple of these fuckers on the bottom rows, of course, but also clear out the side rows as quickly as possible. Why? Well, these critters then take longer to go down. You have more time if you take out a row or two. Takes longer for them to move down a row. Yes. So it's a balancing act of clearing the bottom row and clearing the side rows. It's the best way to play it. I'm an expert. Never was that picky about it in Gorf. In Gorf I didn't care, but the game is way easier than Space Invaders, I'm going to assume. Gorf was just easy. All the levels are easy. Maybe the hardest level in that one is that one with the spinning things. But even there's a pattern that you can sort of nail down. If you can play a mean game of Gorf. There's all kind of different word there. mean. No, I don't know anymore. Oh. What was that? A different sound. It doesn't seem like I got a new life. Maybe it doesn't overflow. It doesn't go higher than 5. No more extra lives for you, Jeffrey. 5 it is. Or did I die once? Maybe I did. I'm so blabbing out of my ass that you're doing half of it on autopilot, and then you just don't have a care for it anymore. What's happening? Oh yeah! Yes! I like this version. Well done, Luca. I should put up the credits, see if the family is back in with testing and that kind of stuff. Huh. I almost wish I could provide some music for the guy or something to add to these games. Yeah, Jeffrey also has need time for that. Jeffrey's already a bit busy, I suppose. Let's keep it at that. So, but hey, this game would benefit from a nice sit tune as well. And then of course do it in a way where it's like the third channel is not that much interesting stuff going on with the music. The least interesting channel of the music. So that you can cut out the music there and play some sound effects, so you can have both of them at the same time. Preferred way to do it. Ooh. That was that on purpose, Jeffrey? Yeah, kinda. But I missed, so no credits for that one. I almost forgot, but you can of course position yourself like this and then shoot them with way more safety as long as you have a bunker. This is how Jeffrey had to play, I think, the arcade version at some point. There was like a little version on Xbox 360 that I played to death. And I'm not assuming it was the arcade version where bunkers got destroyed pretty fast, way faster than this. I'm going to assume, because I don't know if I remember it correctly. Or maybe it had a challenge mode where it was like madness. Then you really need to protect yourself. I don't think you could shoot the bullets, but I think we can shoot the bullets here now. I don't know. There's so many versions of this out there. You just don't know which is which anymore. So far, Jeffrey's doing great again. Doing good. See? Always when I say that. And it plays on the MEGA65, guys, in PAL, not on NTSC. Well, technically you can sort of play it on NTSC with a little workaround. Yeah? But then the menu is fucked. The title, the pic, the logo. In PAL, just small little graphical glitches, and for the rest it's fine. Ugh. I feel like we should stop playing. I've done my talkies. We've seen Jeffrey can play it technically, and I'm not focused anymore anyhow. I can possibly beat the stage. Yeah, if I ever get into it, there was actually a good Space Invaders modern homebrew thing already, with more blown up characters. There's way less of these sprites on screen. What was that again? There's a high score challenge on that one. Really love that version. That would be my go. If I wanted to play Space Invaders, I would pick up that one. But yeah, I'm blabbing out of my ass and you guys have no clue what I'm talking about. Unless you do, drop it in the comments. If you think you know which game Jeffrey talks about. It is also a homebrew demo thing from not that many years ago. I was already doing YouTubes. It's probably on the YouTubes, on Jeffrey's Attic channel that I'm thinking of retiring. Okay, game over. So we've seen that. Credits. Let's also boot up credits. I should never forget these things. I was called out on it on a previous video, I think. 2 videos ago. The developer was like, so sad you didn't show the credits. Or at least the game after game over. The screen after game over. Now, I'm showing you everything now. So we have that locked in on the MEGA65. Yeah, because lots of people covered this already for the C64, of course. But Jeffrey does it for the MEGA65. Subscribe to the channel if you like to see that. Credits, Jeffrey. There he is. Stefano Carminati helped Luca test it. Yes. I've seen the third Carminati member pop up in one of the games, or 2 of the games. His Gmail is there. Send him a nice message. He will like that. Sorry, man. Don't put your email in the game then if you don't want to receive emails. He probably likes it. He's probably appreciating it. So, here you go. Thank you for watching. And see you in the next one. Cheers.
Are you leveling up with the Jeffrey? 'Cause the Jeffrey's leveling up with you.